Okay, guys, I'm going to attempt to help you find yourself. Okay, and I'm going to use some pretty simple examples, and so I'm trying to break it down where it's elementary. Okay, where everybody can understand it. Now, first thing you got to understand is you got a task. You got to identify the task. And in this example, the task is real simple. I want to take this wood screw with a Phillips head screw on it, screw head, and use a Phillips screwdriver to put this, and I ain't got a piece of wood with me, but to screw it into a piece of wood. Okay, that's the task. The mechanical structures that are needed are the screwdriver and the screw itself, okay? And the piece of wood, of course. Those are your mechanical structures that you need, or some people refer to them as tools, okay? So, with that known, if I take this screw and I've got my mechanical structures all in place, the next thing I've got to know is, okay, how do I screw this screw into the wood? With what motion do I use to screw it all the way down flush to the wood? Well, I've got everything I need. All I've got to do is apply the mechanical structures and apply the motion that is needed to do so. And the motion is real simple. You just turn the screwdriver clockwise until it goes down and connects with the wood. Okay? Now, if you've got the wrong mechanical structure, say I had a flathead screwdriver and trying to use it with a Phillips head screw, it wouldn't work. Same holds true that if I had the correct ones, which I do, and I turned it, the motion was to the left or counterclockwise, it's not going to go into the wood. Simple as that. See what I'm saying? That's how simple golf is. If you just let it be. Now, what are mechanical structures in golf? The ball, the club, and then every once in a while a tee. Okay, which I haven't got with me, but y'all know what that is. All right. What's the task? The task is taking this tool that you got and hitting this ball in the direction that you want it to go. All right. And you have mechanical structures and motion that is necessary to do so. Okay? And that's what we're going to be talking about. Now, I know for a fact, because I've been doing this for so long, and I imagine all of you guys know the same thing. Let's identify some mechanical structures that we've got to have. Okay? Well, your hands need to be on the club correctly. You can't have them like that to hit a full shot, okay? So that's pretty elementary for a right-handed player, okay? Another thing I know is a fact is that my belly button or my belt buckle at impact has got to be slightly ahead of the ball at impact. I also know that my sternum, or the top of my sternum, which is the notch where the collarbone comes together and meets the sternum, needs to be a little bit behind the ball. I know that for a fact. Okay? What's another mechanical structure that I need to know? And this is one that probably none of you do. And this is probably what makes the game of golf hard for you. I know for a fact that if I take a golf swing and my left hip is away from the target line, when I make contact with that ball, I'm going to hit a bad shot. I know that for a fact. Okay? So, we've just identified the mechanical structures that are necessary to hit a good shot. All right. So if I know those things, then how am I going to take what I just showed you, the mechanical structures, and apply them in addressing a ball? Well, the first thing I'm going to do when I set up, I'm going to make sure that my belt buckle is just slightly ahead of the ball. See how I move? Okay. So I'm going to do that. I'm also going to make sure that my sternum's right behind the ball. Okay. And here I am. Now, here's something else that I know for a fact, that in a motion of golf, wherever the hips go, the shoulders will go, the arms will go, and the hands will go. I know that for a fact. Okay? And that's what a lot of y'all don't realize. Because when these move, my shoulders move, my elbows move, my lower arms move, my hands move in the same direction. Okay? And to prove that, all you got to do is stand up here and let's just move our hips right now. Let's just move them to the left. Where do my hands, where's my shoulders going? They're going with my hips. Where are my upper arms going? They're going with my hips. Lower arms are going with my hips. The hands are going with my hips. See what I'm saying? Let's just go the other way. That's the backswing. Same thing holds true on this side as it did on this side. It's a fact, okay? Now, if I know all this stuff that I just showed you, then how do I take all this stuff that I know and apply it with the correct motion to make the best, purest swing I can possibly make? Well, I just take what I know and apply it. Okay, so I'm going to address the ball with my belt buckle just slightly ahead of the ball, and leave my sternum right a little bit behind the ball. I'll have a little more weight on my left side than I will my right side. Okay, this is at address. Okay, now I'm at address. Now from this point on, the only motion that you need to know to make a pure swing is just move. Let your hips move where they're going to move, and the arms and the shoulder and the arms will follow on the backswing. Same holds true coming down. Okay, but you do not want your hips to spin out this way because you'll come over the top and all kind of other crap. Knowing that, what do I do to prevent that from happening? If I contain my hip or my hips or my pelvic girdle to a point to where I know that when I hit the ball, that my hips are going to be directly parallel to the target line, I know that I will hit a shot each and every time as pure as I can. Okay? How do I do that? There's one way that I know how to do it, and that's just simply take your stance, okay, and just drop your right foot back. You don't need to watch my face. I just want you to watch my lower body, okay? All I've got to do is, okay, I'm aimed, now just step back. See how everything comes with it, my shoulders and everything come with it. I don't do this and leave my shoulders. That would be like doing this. Okay, what I'm going to do is just move my hips. I'm not going to move my shoulders. Okay, well, that don't feel worth shit, does it? And if I just move my shoulders and don't move my hips, well, that's funky too, doesn't it? That's not natural. So we've got the natural sequence that we need. All you got to do is apply it. So I'm going to drop my leg back, and I'm going to have my hips pointed a little bit right of my target. Okay, I'm trying to contain these hips to keep them from spinning out. Okay, and when I do that, then I do everything else with the belt buckle and the sternum and all the other stuff, and put a little weight on the trail side, and I just allow my upper body to follow whatever my hips are doing. Okay? That's natural. Anything else is different. And when I come back to the ball, my hips are going to be, since I contained them, my hips are going to be parallel to the target line, where that will allow my hands to swing naturally instead of coming over the top. Or if you take it back in here like this, well, that's not correct. And if I take it way out here like this is not correct, because remember what I said, all this follows what the hips are doing. The hips are the key to, in my opinion, a great golf motion. So just get this married up. Understand that whenever this moves and wherever it moves, everything else from here on down will move also. Okay? So that's about as simple as I can make it to you on how to find yourself. I probably gave you some great information just in the example that I showed you in the setting up and all that stuff, okay? Because if you don't have the correct mechanical structure, then the motion will be off, okay? That's all there is to it, okay? So both of them mean something. You can't have one without the other. They've got to be married together, and that's how you marry it together to have an effortless swing. Now just go do it. Bye.